All right, good afternoon, everybody. I'm back again. I got some stuff to tell you. That had some interesting stuff that happened yesterday. It was so funny. It was real interesting because sometimes you just can't get over, when God does a thing in your life, and when you look around and see how stuff just changed, and you're like, wow, you've really been transformed. But anyway, so yesterday or over this past weekend, it's been Black Gay Pride here in Atlanta. All the black gays come to Atlanta and converge on the city, blah blah blah, won't do. But anyway, also there was the house picnic, which is the annual House in the Park, which is sort of like the big house music festival up in Chicago, but Atlanta has the largest the one in the southeast. So here in Atlanta, there was a house in the park, and everybody's there. A lot of people, black, white, straight, gay, just a whole bunch of different people just enjoying the house music festival. So yesterday, my wife and I and some friends and my brother and his wife and their kids, we all came out, had a picnic, had the tents and everything, enjoying the day. It rained a little bit, but it went away. But the music was great. Everybody was having a good time, enjoying the good food and family and all that kind of stuff. But what was so interesting about yesterday, as I was at the park yesterday, there were a lot of people quite a few people actually that I ran into that I used to know from back in the day. When I used to live the homosexual lifestyle, when I used to live the gay lifestyle, there were quite a few guys that were there that I ran into, that I used to know, and it was so funny because when I talked to them, it's like, yeah, I saw you, and then also, one guy even said, I saw you with a little baby in your arms. I was like, yeah, that was, that's my child. And so what was so funny about it was every time I had mentioned, I'm here with my wife and my kids, there's this certain look that would come over their faces, like, you're with your wife and your kids. How did you get there? Like, I remember you when you was up in, in the gay clubs, doing this and doing that, or you used to, go out with one of my friends or whatever. So that's the look that they had on their faces, like, that's not the James that I knew from back then. So anyway, that was sort of funny to me because just to see their reaction to what I know that God has done in my life, and just to see, their look on their faces is like, yeah, I'm no longer there. Deal with it, roll with it, rock with it, lean with it, however you want to do. Just know I'm no longer there. So anyway, but later that day, I actually ran into this guy that I used to date. I just walked up and I saw him. I was like, oh man, how you doing? And we talked and all that kind of stuff for a second. Hey, did our little cordials and all of that. And I told him, yeah, I'm here with my wife and my child. I was like, oh, you're married? I was like, yeah, I've been married for 2 years. Bam, got a ring on it. And so just the look on his face was rather funny. He almost had this like surprise look, like he didn't know. I'm like, yeah, stop playing. You knew because you've been asking about me. Because, somebody that we used to both work with, she told me. So, yeah, over and done, is gone, and bye-byes. So anyway, as we're walking away, as me and my wife are leaving later that day, I hadn't introduced him to my wife or anything like that, but I told him they were there. When we were walking by, I saw him and he was sort of like walking towards us, and it's like, hey man, here's my wife, my kids, and all that kind of stuff, and blah blah blah. But I guess one of the biggest things for me is that just knowing that you are no longer here anymore, nor here. Like the Bible says, transform your mind, renew your mind with His Word. And that's what I know has happened. God has renewed my mind with His Word and has transformed my life. And it's not praying the gay away. It's not rolling over 3 times and tapping your neighbor on the shoulder and doing all that huckabucking and all that kind of crazy stuff. No, it was an experience with God through His Word. Day after day after day, walking with Him and giving it over. And even when you want to fall back and go into it, you give it over. Even when you want to just turn around and say, God, it's easier to walk in sin, but you just turn it over. And so to know that, to see these people and to know that there is no interest in dealing with that anymore, but just being cordial to people, but just knowing that your life has changed. It's like an ex-lover that you, or ex-girlfriend, or boyfriend that you had back in the day, and when you see them, you ain't even interested no more. It's like, boom, bye, bye, like this encouraged to do. So, but it's very, very cool the way God just works that transformation in your life when you allow Him to do it. And speaking of transformations, if y'all have not seen that video with Tyler Perry, T.D. Jakes, laying on of hands, $1 million. You gotta see it. It's under my list of videos. Tyler Perry touching on TD Jakes, spread and praying for him and all that kind of stuff. Now, I'm not saying anything about it. I'm going to let y'all talk about it. I just took a deep breath when I saw it. That's all I'm saying. You know, so, and I guess the thing that's really trying to get me is like both of these brothers in the gospel, they on their own channel and Oprah's all into it and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just putting it out there. Y'all look at it. Y'all watch it. Y'all check it out. Y'all comment, rate, like, subscribe, whatever. But yes, please subscribe. But so that was my Sunday. But anyway, enough of Tyler Perry and TD Jakes. That was my Sunday. That was my Sunday, seeing all these people I used to know, and then seeing one of my ex guys that I used to date, and all that kind of stuff. And that's funny. But it's a good feeling to know that you're no longer there. I'm no longer there. And with the transformation that God gives through His Word, when you submit to His Word, it's powerful, it's life-changing, and it is a testimony to how good God is. Change is possible. But anyway, I'm out. ImFreeProject. Subscribe, like, share, tweet, Twitter, all that stuff. Twitter at ImFreeProject. I'm telling you, I got some stuff to tell you. You know, I've been holding out all this stuff for the longest, but now I'm about to tell it. You know, the ex-gay life, there is a life after walking out of homosexuality. Believe that. So now I'm in the life and I'm out of that life. Peace.